Subscribe to this channel and tap the bell icon so we can continue this journey of resting with the Holy Spirit every night together. God bless you.
Part 1. The Broken Man. The morning sun had barely kissed the horizon when Daniel Mercer sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the floor. His shoes were worn, his wallet was empty. His heart was heavy with a weight that no words could describe. It had been exactly 1 year since everything fell apart. Daniel was once a successful architect in the city of Greenfield. He had a beautiful wife named Sarah, a daughter named Lily, just 7 years old with eyes like the ocean, and a modest home that smelled of pine and fresh bread every Sunday morning. But then came the storm. It started with the company closing down, then the medical bills from Sarah's accident, then the mortgage. Then Sarah, unable to bear the financial stress and emotional distance that had grown between them, quietly packed her bags one Tuesday evening and left, taking Lily with her. Daniel didn't chase her. He didn't have the strength. He lost the house 3 months later. Now he lived in a small rented room above a laundromat. The sound of spinning machines below was the only lullaby he knew. Every morning he woke up with one question burning in his chest. God, are you even there? He wasn't a deeply religious man. He had grown up attending church with his grandmother, Nana Ruth, who used to squeeze his hand during hymns and whisper, "Danny, God never forgets his children, not ever." But Nana Ruth was gone now too, passed away 2 winters ago, and Daniel felt utterly, completely alone. That particular morning, a Tuesday in late October, he pulled on his jacket and walked to the small park near his building. The leaves were gold and red, falling slowly like forgotten prayers. He sat on a bench near the old stone fountain and opened his hands on his lap, palms up, not quite knowing why. He didn't speak. He didn't pray. He just sat, and the wind moved through the trees like a whisper. Part 2. The Stranger on the Path. It was there, on that bench, that Daniel first saw the old man. He was walking slowly along the gravel path, wearing a long coat the color of warm earth. His hair was silver white. His eyes, when he turned to look at Daniel, were the deepest shade of brown, almost luminous. The old man smiled and sat at the other end of the bench without asking. In any other circumstance, Daniel might have moved away, but something about the man's presence felt familiar, like meeting someone you've known in a dream. "Rough morning?" the old man said. Daniel almost laughed. "Rough year?" The old man nodded, as if he understood the weight behind those words completely. "You know," the old man said, "I once met a farmer who hadn't seen rain in 3 years. His land was cracked. His crops were dust. His neighbors had all moved on, and every morning he walked to the edge of his field and looked at the sky." Daniel looked at him. "Did the rain ever come?" The old man smiled. "Oh, it came, but not before the farmer learned something important." "What?" "That the waiting was part of the blessing." Daniel frowned. "That sounds like something people say to make suffering feel meaningful." "Maybe," said the old man, "or maybe suffering is meaningful, and we only understand it looking backwards." He stood up, adjusted his coat, and reached into his pocket. He pulled out a small, folded piece of paper and placed it gently on the bench between them. "Read this when you're ready," he said. And then he walked away down the path, and within moments was gone, lost behind the curtain of falling leaves. Daniel stared at the paper for a long moment. Then he picked it up and unfolded it. Written in careful, unhurried handwriting were just 5 words: "I have not forgotten you." Part 3. The Letter. He never sent. Daniel went home and placed the small paper on his windowsill, where the morning light would touch it. He didn't know why, but he felt something shift inside him that day. Not joy, not yet, but a small, stubborn ember of something that refused to go out. He began to write. He had always been a man of blueprints and measurements, a man who believed in the things he could see and calculate. But that evening, for the first time in years, he sat down and wrote a letter. Not to Sarah, not to Lily, though God knows he missed her every minute of every day. He wrote to God. "I don't know if you're reading this, I don't know if you're real in the way Nana Ruth believed you were. But something happened today that I can't explain. A man gave me a note that I needed to read. And I've been sitting here thinking, if even one moment in this broken life can surprise me like that, maybe I've been too quick to write everything off. I'm tired, I'm scared, I don't know how to fix my life. But tonight, I'm choosing to believe. Just barely, just a little. That maybe you see me. Maybe you haven't walked away, even though I did. If you're there, I could use some help. He folded the letter and slid it under his pillow. It sounds foolish. He knew that. But Nana Ruth had once told him, prayer doesn't have to be perfect, Danny. God reads the heart, not the grammar. That night, for the first time in months, Daniel slept without nightmares. Part 4. The phone call. 3 days later, his phone rang. It was a number he didn't recognize. He almost didn't answer. Daniel Mercer? Said the voice on the other end. It was a woman, professional, calm. Yes? My name is Patricia Holt. I'm a project manager at Holt & Crane Architecture. I came across your portfolio online, your work on the Greenfield Community Center from a few years ago. I have to say it was remarkable. Daniel sat up slowly. Thank you. We have a project, a large one, a community development in the suburbs, mixed residential and green spaces. We've been looking for a lead architect for 8 months. Someone sent us your name anonymously. I know it's been a while since you've worked, but I'd love to meet with you. Daniel's mouth went dry. Who sent my name? He asked quietly. A pause. I honestly don't know. It came through a referral channel we rarely use. No name attached. Just yours and the note. He's exactly who you need. Part 5. The road back. Daniel took the meeting. He wore the only good shirt he still owned. He stayed up 2 nights preparing, sketching, planning, remembering who he had been before the grief swallowed him. He got the job. It wasn't a miracle in the Hollywood sense. No thunder, no blinding light. It was just a door, opening quietly in the middle of an ordinary week. But to Daniel, it was everything. Over the following months, he rebuilt, not just his career, but himself. He called Sarah. It was hard. There were tears, old wounds, careful words, but slowly, cautiously, they began to talk again. About Lily, about co-parenting, about the people they wanted to be. Lily started spending weekends with him. The first time she ran into his arms in the parking lot of Sarah's apartment building, Daniel pressed his face into her hair and cried in a way he hadn't cried since he was a boy. "Daddy," she whispered, "I prayed for you every night." He pulled back and looked at her face. 7 years old, eyes like the ocean. "You did?" "Mommy said God listens to kids especially," she said seriously. "So I asked him to bless you." Epilogue. The note on the wall. Daniel still has that small, folded piece of paper. It's framed now, on the wall of his new office, the one with the large windows that look out over the community park where the first project was built. Children play there on Saturdays. Old people sit on benches. Trees were planted where concrete used to be. He built it. His hands, his vision, his second chance. Some people who visit ask about the framed note. It's just 5 words in quiet handwriting. "I have not forgotten you." He tells them it was given to him by a stranger on a park bench during the worst year of his life. He never saw the man again. He never found out who he was. But Daniel has his theories. And every morning, before the work begins, he stands at his window, looks at the park below, and says, quietly, simply, completely, "Thank you." The end.